Hello everyone, it's Mat McLachlan with a very special invitation. Now, we do a lot of tours to fantastic battlefields all over the world, and hopefully you can join us at some stage in the future. But I only lead a handful of tours myself. These are my signature tours to some really fascinating destinations. And I lead these tours because I want to go to specific battlefields and see these interesting sites, and I want to do it with like-minded people. And so once or twice a year, we release signature tours to visit some pretty special battlefields. And in 2026, there's not one but two opportunities to join me on the battlefields. So I wanted to give you some information about that. Starting off with the first one, and this is a big one. In June 2026, we, for the first time, are taking the signature tour to Vietnam. We're going to fly into Saigon and spend 8 days exploring all the Australian battlefields from the Vietnam War. So we're going to visit the former Phuoc Tuy province, head down to Vung Tau, the former base at Nui Dat, the battlefield of Long Tan, Cu Chi, everywhere you've heard of from the Vietnam War. Perhaps you're a veteran, you served there, and I'd love you to join me if you're a veteran. But it's going to be a really special experience, and joining me on that tour is Dave Sabin, and Dave Sabin was a platoon commander at the Battle of Long Tan, our most important battle of the Vietnam War. So what a rare privilege to be able to walk the ground with Dave Sabin, who was there and fought with 6RAR in 1966. And we're actually going to be in Nui Dat on the anniversary of the arrival of 6RAR, when Dave and the other men of the battalion first arrived at Nui Dat and really had to create a base from the jungle at Nui Dat, which became, by the end of the war, a mini city full of Australians doing their really important work in Phuoc Tuy province. So that's going to be a really special tour. That's in June 2026. I'd love you to come to Vietnam with me. It's already sold pretty strongly, so if you want to get on that tour, please don't hesitate. Come and join us. It's going to be a wonderful experience walking the battlefields of Long Tan with Dave Sabin. And the second tour is in September 2026, when we're going to go back to the Western Front. Now, many of you watching this will have joined me on this tour before, because this is our most popular tour that we do. It's our Western Front signature tour. We're going to start in Paris and visit all the key Australian sites in France and Belgium. So we're going to head up to the Somme. We're going to visit all the sites in the Ypres salient. We're going to go to French Flanders. We're going to see everywhere the Australians fought and sacrificed so much in those pivotal years of 1916 to 1918. So if you wanted to go to the Western Front and you want to do it in the best way possible, I'd really encourage you to look at this tour, because we don't just go to the main sites, we go to a lot of sites that you don't normally get to visit on a battlefield tour. So we go behind the scenes. I know lots of people over there who will open their doors that they don't normally do for tourist groups. So there's a lot of special sites that we only visit on this tour. The Western Front is probably my favourite battlefield, if that's the right word. I love getting back over there. I love the people who haven't forgotten the sacrifice of Australians. I love the food and the wine and the culture. It's a wonderful place to visit, but most importantly, we get to walk in the footsteps of some pretty special Australians, and there's always a very special place in my heart for the Anzacs of the First World War. And when you get over there and see what they achieved, I'm sure you'll feel exactly the same. And so there's nothing like walking that ground and then coming to a cemetery and paying your respects to the men who still lie there and of course never came home. So it's going to be a very special tour. That's in September 2026. So I'd love you to join me on either or both of these departures. June 2026 to Vietnam, September 2026 to the Western Front. They're both going to be very special tours, the only tours I'll be escorting personally in 2026. So if you've thought about coming to the battlefields for a while, now might be the perfect chance to jump on board one of our tours. I can't wait to see you all over there. In the meantime, lest we forget,